You're all pretty much f***.
Michael Douglas is a famous actor, producer, and representative of the famous acting dynasty. He's made a successful career akin to his father's, Kirk Douglas, and became a true Hollywood legend. We will tell you about his path to the top in this video. How Michael Douglas lives and how much he earns. Michael Kirk Douglas was born on September 25, 1944, in the young acting family of Kirk Douglas and Diana Dill. The boy was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, but soon the family moved to New York. 2.5 years later, Michael had a younger brother, Joel. The family lived in a one-room apartment in the Greenwich Village area. Right now, our hero is called the heir to the show business's royal dynasty, but back then, his parents were just starting their careers. Kirk spent most of his time in California filming under a studio contract, and his marriage with Diana couldn't withstand it. Michael's parents divorced when he was 6 years old, and he stayed with his mother. 7 years later, she remarried. Stepfather became the first adult Michael could talk to about anything, and thanks to whom the young man felt confident for the first time. But at school, none of the teachers could restrain his violent temperament. Even though Michael studied well, he skipped classes and talked back to the teachers. For some time, the young man worked at a mobile gas station. Some days he was an employee of the month, and other days he would track cars and steal spare parts from them with his friends. In addition to his stepfather, the authority for Douglas Jr. was his father, who managed to become a movie icon for the whole of America. Michael was so impressed by Kirk's films and the time spent with him on the set during the summer holidays that he also wanted to become an actor. He often asked his father which doors to knock on to break into Hollywood, but he was categorically against his son's choice of profession. However, when Michael enrolled at the University of California as a dramatic arts major and played in theatrical productions, Kirk came to his son's every performance, no matter how busy he was. At university, Douglas became friends with Danny DeVito, who later became his flatmate. They rented an apartment in New York for $150 a month. At the same time, the young man earned a living by delivering coffee at the cinema and working behind the scenes. Nevertheless, Kirk contributed to the beginning of his son's acting career. Together, they starred in and produced the 1966 film Cast a Giant Shadow. The following roles came only several years later. In the late 60s, early 70s, Douglas starred in several TV series and films such as Hail Hero and Summer Tree. On the set, the young man met a young promising actress, Brenda Vaccaro. The couple was inseparable for 6 years, living like hippies and vowing eternal love to each other. Michael calls this time the most wonderful in his life. But the relationship ended abruptly. Brenda just got in the car and left. The young actor's first significant work was the role of an inspector in the TV series The Streets of San Francisco, which he received in 1972 and played for 5 years.
I've got 2 eyewitnesses.
What did they see?
Police brutality.
Oh, come on now. Joe Landers? Look, he may be a little hard-nosed, but he never manhandled anybody. I don't buy that. All right, did they see the gun go off?
Not who was holding it, no.
His partner on the set was Kirk Douglas' friend Carl Malden. He called Michael the son he never had and insisted on his participation in the project. Interestingly, even after moving to Hollywood, Michael continued to pay his part of the rent while DeVito remained in New York. Also in 1972, our hero appeared in the films When Michael Calls and Napoleon and Samantha. The latter has become a classic of American children's films. Later, Douglas was caught up with the work behind the scenes. He directed one of the episodes of Streets of San Francisco and began working on the film adaptation of Ken Kesey's novel One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The rights to the film adaptation belonged to Kirk, but he abandoned the hope of implementing the project, so he handed them over to his son. The film surpassed all expectations, winning 5 Oscars and bringing fabulous profits to the Douglas dynasty. Since then, our hero has acted as a producer in many films in which he starred. In 1977, Michael married the daughter of an Australian diplomat, Deandra Luker, and a year later they had a son, Cameron. According to both spouses, their life together was like a volcano. It subsided for a while, then erupted with terrible force. And there were a lot of infidelities. Deandra said in an interview that she once caught her husband with her friend, but each time she forgave him. In 1978, the thriller The China Syndrome was released. Douglas's payout in which amounted to $262,000. For his next film, the sports drama Running, Michael trained a lot and ran about 55 miles a week. In addition, he stopped smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day and lost almost 13 pounds. Then, the movie It's My Turn came out, but a successful career had to be put on pause for several years. In 1980, Douglas was seriously injured at a ski resort and returned to the screens only in 1983 with the crime thriller The Star Chamber. It didn't become widely known, unlike his next work, the adventure film Romancing the Stone. Michael, who also became the producer, bought the script for $250,000, and as a result, the box office around the world exceeded $85 million.
Oh, God damn it, what a ride, huh? I'm telling you, this has turned out to be one hell of a morning.
Equally successful was the sequel titled The Jewel of the Nile in 1985, although Douglas took part in the sequel without much desire. Soon, the musical A Chorus Line was released on the screens, and in 1987, the world saw 2 hits at once, Fatal Attraction and Wall Street. For the former, Douglas received $13 million, and for the later, 2 major film awards, a Golden Globe and an Oscar. In addition, the role of the stock market shark and concurrently the main villain ironically inspired many people to make a career in economics and the stock market. In 1989, Michael presented to the audience the crime thriller Black Rain and the comedy The War of the Roses. In the latter, he worked with his friend Danny DeVito. Then, he produced several films, including the action movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Double Impact, and starred in the military drama Shining Through. But the absolute hit of 1992 was the thriller Basic Instinct, for which Douglas received $15 million.
My sex life's actually pretty shitty since I stopped seeing you. Started developing calluses.
According to Michael, shooting the sex scene with Sharon Stone was torture because they had to repeat the choreography for 10 hours of the shooting day for 5 days in a row. In addition, the actor forbade shooting himself naked from the front. By the way, he performed almost all the car stunts on his own. The role of the detective from Basic Instinct became one of the brightest in Douglas's career. But he didn't get stuck in one role. In the next movie, Falling Down, he appeared in the image of an average guy who cannot stand the injustice of the world. To participate in the project, Michael canceled a family vacation and later called this role his favorite. Then, the actor added several roles to his filmography in the films Disclosure with a payout of $12 million and American President. While working on the latter, Douglas discovered a distant relationship to U.S. President Richard Nixon and both Bush, and the payout amounted to $15 million. His intuition for hits didn't let the actor and producer down. Each of his next projects was a great success. For example, the adventure film The Ghost and the Darkness and the thrillers A Perfect Murder and The Game, for each of which Michael received $20 million.
Oh, no, you've got to be kidding.
What is happening?
This is what I was trying to explain to you. This is a game.
Meanwhile, big changes were taking place in his personal life. Since the mid-90s, their marriage with Deandra was a conformity, and they just couldn't agree on the terms of the divorce. Even the marriage contract didn't make the task easier because Deandra wanted to increase the amount of compensation and Michael wanted to reduce it. At the same time, he was invested in a new relationship. In 1998, at the screening of The Mask of Zorro, he saw Catherine Zeta-Jones and was so fascinated by her that he immediately declared his desire to become the father of her children. Later, the actress would admit that she immediately fell in love with him, but didn't want to have an affair with the taken man. However, 6 months after they met, they would spend hours on the phone talking about everything in the world. After that, the relationship developed rapidly. On New Year's Eve of 1999, Catherine was already pregnant, and Michael offered his beloved a long-prepared ring with a 10-carat diamond surrounded by 28 smaller stones. Its cost is estimated from $1 to $2 million. The actor's first wife then, without sarcasm, told reporters that he would have to change his religion to one where polygamy is allowed. But Douglas was already ready to agree to all Deandra's conditions. So in 2000, he paid her $45 million and left her a mansion in Beverly Hills, as well as half of the estate in Majorca. By the way, Michael tried several times to find a buyer for his luxury property, but since the ex-wife remained the co-owner, he took it off the market. In August of the same year, Catherine gave birth to their first child, Dylan Michael, and in November, they had a gorgeous wedding of the year, which cost the actor $2 million. However, $1 million was covered because the magazine OK paid for an exclusive photos from the magnificent celebration. Interestingly, Michael and Catherine were born on the same day with a difference of 25 years. Personal affairs didn't prevent Douglas from actively acting and producing. So, in the same year 2000, he presented the movie Wonder Boys and together with his young wife appeared in the thriller Traffic. These two projects brought our hero $15 million. This was followed by the films One Night at Nicole's, Don't Say a Word, The In-Laws, and It Runs in the Family. The latter involved representatives of 3 generations of the Douglas family, Kirk and Diana, their son Michael, and grandson Cameron. In 2003, the family of Michael and Catherine welcomed their daughter Caraceta. After her birth, the celebrities moved to Bermuda, where our hero's mother is from. For more than 10 years, the couple lived in a quiet life, leaving only for filming, and the children didn't even know what their parents were doing. Their daughter recalled that as a child, she was sure that the main occupation of her dad's life was to bake pancakes for breakfast and please mom. The couple still owns this cozy nest, although they tried to sell it in 2019 for $10.6 million but changed their minds. After a short break in his creative activity, Douglas returned to the screens in 2006 with the films The Sentinel, You, Me and Dupree, and a year later presented the comedy drama King of California. Then came the movies Ghosts of Girlfriends Past, Beyond a Reasonable Doubt, Solitary Man, and the continuation of the 1987 drama Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps.
You're the ninja generation. No income, no job, no assets. You got a lot to look forward to.
A busy period in his career again coincided with the vicissitudes of private life. His eldest son Cameron was a drug addict, and our hero had to forbid him to approach his family. In 2009, Cameron was accused of smuggling, which led him behind bars. By the way, Michael himself also suffered from addiction and in the 90s received treatment in a rehab clinic. His son also managed to get over a dangerous addiction, and Catherine Zeta-Jones at that difficult time became a real support for the family. But soon, another misfortune struck them. In 2010, Michael was diagnosed with laryngeal cancer. Catherine did everything to help her husband heal, but soon she couldn't stand the stress, and she started showing signs of bipolar disorder. Her periods of incredible activity were replaced by the deepest depression, and Michael didn't take his wife's problems seriously at all. These events almost put an end to their union, and they seriously talked about divorce, but still managed to make up. In 2012 to 2014, such films as Haywire and So It Goes, Beyond the Reach, and the biographical drama Behind the Candelabra were released. In the latter, the actor played the legend of American show business pianist and entertainer Liberace. And this role became a real gift for him after his illness. He trained for a long time, recreating the voice of his character and studied his piano playing technique. Also during this period, the actor starred in the comedy drama Las Vegas, along with Robert De Niro and Morgan Freeman.
It's just winding up a little too fast, and I'm feeling old and alone.
In 2015, Michael joined the Marvel Cinematic Universe playing the role of Hank Pym in the movie Ant-Man. He appeared in the same image in other projects, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Avengers Endgame, and the animated series What If. In addition, during the period, the actor starred in the action movie Unlocked, the thriller Animal World, took part in the voiceover of the children's series Green Eggs and Ham, and presented the series The Kominsky Method. For this comedic role, which is rare for him, Douglas received another Golden Globe.
Why?
It is fine.
Which is what I said.
No, you said it with an attitude, and you said, fine.
Forgive me. Fine.
Jesus, let's just order.
Fine.
In addition, our hero worked as a producer on the prequel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. The series rashade about a psychiatric hospital nurse. At the end of 2018, Michael Douglas's star was unveiled on the Hollywood Walk, dedicated to the 50th anniversary of his career. The actor admits that only work helps him keep in shape and to be fit, and he has a lot of projects. In February 2023, the premiere of the fantastic action movie Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania took place. where Douglas again played Hank Pym. The filming of the series, Franklin, about American President Benjamin Franklin, has already begun, and work is underway on a historical series about the relationship between two other presidents, Reagan and Gorbachev. Neither age nor illness affected Douglas's intelligence, and he was still surprising others with his ability to instantly remember the names of people he sees for the first time, and to notice the slightest nuances that distinguish the manner of the interlocutor's behavior. He loves golf and Formula One, and also does a lot of charity work. As the UN peace envoy, he is on a mission to draw the world's attention to nuclear disarmament and the protection of human rights. Philanthropy Douglas's family affair. Through the registered fund, they send money to various organizations. The entire inheritance from Kirk Douglas of $61 million was also sent to a charity, especially since Michael's fortune greatly exceeds his father's capital. It is estimated at $350 million earned as an actor and producer. In addition, Douglas invests. However, after the 2008 crisis, when he lost about 35 to 40% of his fortune, Michael became more conservative in investments. Douglas owns a valuable real estate portfolio with assets all over the world, which he gradually sells for his own benefit. He owned a plot of land with an area of more than 12 acres in Westchester County, New York, which he bought in 2015 for $11.3 million and sold in 2019 for $20.5 million. Around the same time, he and Catherine paid only $4.5 million for a house in the wealthy suburb of Irvington in New York State. The three-story Georgian mansion has 8 bedrooms, 12 bathrooms, several living rooms and dining rooms, an indoor swimming pool, and a picturesque view of the Hudson River. Douglas and his wife also own a large apartment in New York City overlooking Central Park. The 15-room penthouse includes a master bedroom and a cozy library. In 2021, the property was put up for sale, but apparently hasn't found its buyer yet. The actor can rarely be seen in commercial advertising. The exception is the German electronic stock trading company Comdirect. But the most interesting one is the 60-second video for the FBI, in which Michael appeared as his character from Wall Street. It is known that Douglas owns cars of different brands and times, from vintage to modern, in particular the Mercedes-Benz Army Type car and the Toyota Prius. Now, the Douglas acting dynasty is continued by Michael's eldest son, Cameron. But so far, his films haven't enjoyed great success. And which movie with this actor do you like the most?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Aquaman, how Jason Momoa lives and how much he earns. Jason Momoa, full name Joseph Jason Namakia Momoa, was born in Honolulu in sunny Hawaii on August 1, 1979. He is the only child of artist Joseph and photographer Connie. The actor's father is a native Hawaiian, while his mother has Indian, German, and Irish roots. Jason's parents divorced when he was a baby. The boy stayed with his mother and moved to Iowa. From an early age, he showed off his athletic abilities and spent his free time outdoors. Growing up, he was interested in mountaineering and axe throwing. After high school, Jason enrolled in a local college where he studied marine biology. As a student, he traveled the world, studying painting in Paris and Buddhism in Tibet. But in his last year, he dropped out of school, deciding to return to the Hawaiian Islands. He was attracted to the ocean and beach life, and he also wanted to establish a connection with his father. Momoa graduated from one of Honolulu's prestigious colleges. In addition, the future actor studied wild animals at the University of Colorado. Soon he was noticed by the famous Japanese designer Takeo Kikuchi, who invited him to come with him as a model. Jason participated in numerous photo shoots, as well as in local beauty contests, and he also worked as a salesman at a surfer store. In 1999, having won the title of Model of the Year on the islands, he began his acting career. The newcomer's debut was his role as Jason Owain in the 10th and 11th seasons of the popular TV series Baywatch. It is of note that the creators of the project preferred Momoa out of the 1,300 candidates, despite the fact that he had no idea how to behave on the set. His character appeared in 40 episodes, and after the series ended, in the full-length spin-off Baywatch Hawaiian Wedding. By the way, during the filming of Baywatch, Jason met actress Simone McKinnon and started an affair. According to some information, it was she who insisted that the Hawaiian attend an acting school, which he graduated from, not really hoping for success. However, Momoa, already by 2004, appeared in the series North Shore, filled with seascapes and semi-naked models. In the same year, he played a small role in the comedy Johnson Family Vacation. The film was released on the big screen and received a lot of flattering reviews from critics and the attention of the audiences. But the real success came to the young actor a year later, when he appeared in the role of Ronan Dex in the TV series Stargate Atlantis.
I heard you died and came back to life.
Pretty much. There's a few things I still need to do.
A recognizable feature of the hero's image was his thick dreadlocks, which Momoa decided to cut off for the final 5th season because his neck ached due to the heavy hairstyle. In order not to disappoint fans, a wig was made. Thanks to his participation in the project, he received offers for roles that later helped him become world famous. Meanwhile, Jason and Simone announced their engagement, but their wedding did not take place. In 2006, the couple broke up. While still in the relationship, Momoa met with the ex-wife of musician Lenny Kravitz, actress Lisa Bonet. The actor was 12 years younger than his lover. He first saw her when the series The Cosby Show was released, where Bonet played the main role. Jason was only 8. But he immediately fell in love with the show and promised himself to meet her at all costs, which happened in 2005. Their first meeting took place in one of the jazz clubs in New York. Jason and Lisa spent the whole night talking at the bar. They looked as though they had known each other all their lives. At the time of their meeting, Jason was 26 and his beloved was 38. In addition, the actress had a daughter, but the couple decided to take their time with the wedding. By the way, the lovers look very cute together. Jason with a manly, frightening, and attractive appearance and a height of almost 6'4", and a refined petite Lisa whose height is only 5'2". The lovers perfectly complement each other. In 2007, their daughter Lola Iolani was born, which in Hawaiian means royal hawk. A year later, a son was born who was given a very unusual name, Nakoa Wolf Manakoopa Namakia, and this name has meaning. The boy was born at night during a terrible thunderstorm. Nakoa means fighter, Mana means willpower, Kawa means rain, and Po means dark. In addition, the actor is the stepfather of Lisa's daughter from her first marriage, actress and singer Zoe Kravitz, with whom they have a very warm relationship, and their pair tattoos confirm this. But not only the births of his children become important events in Momoa's life. In November 2008, during an argument in a cafe, an unknown person hit him with a broken beer mug. Jason received about 140 stitches. The traces of them became part of the famous image as an actor who almost lost his left eye. The attacker was sentenced to 5 years in prison. In 2010, Momoa, together with his friends, founded the production company Pride of Gypsies. And after performing a ritual dance of the New Zealand Maori tribe at the auditions, Jason convinced the producers and got into the cast of a new project from HBO, which was promised to turn out into a world-known series. And it turned out to be true. The series Game of Thrones was a real breakthrough. Jason got the role of the most noticeable character. The leader of the formidable Dothraki clan, Khal Drogo, the barbarian's wife, Princess and Khaleesi Daenerys Targaryen, was played by Emilia Clarke.
Anna, si Drogo, attack.
Unlike her partner, Momoa only appeared in the first season. For the sake of this role, he had to gain weight, which he did with a diet of pizza and Irish Guinness beers. After its release, the project got a cult following, and Jason Momoa in 2011 received the well-deserved award at the CinemaCon Festival in the category Rising Star. It turns out that the actor tried to stop Lisa from watching the series not only because of the love scenes with him, but he did not want her to become another fan of Game of Thrones. In the same year, a remake of the film about the legendary Conan the Barbarian was released, where the actor played the main character.
You have a name?
My name is Tamara Amalia Jorvi Karushan. And yours is?
Conan.
Conan. That's it?
How many names do I need?
Despite the fact that the film failed at the box office and received negative reviews, the role of Conan pushed his name to the top league of young actors in modern Hollywood. His task was not to imitate Arnold Schwarzenegger. In order to achieve the perfect appearance, in Jason's opinion, he trained a lot and dieted. Meanwhile, the harmony and idyllic life of the actor was almost undermined by journalists and envious people. During the premiere of the film Conan the Barbarian, he was kissed by the star of the series Charmed, Rose McGowan. The picture spread all over the internet and gave rise to rumors about the impending divorce of Momoa and Bonet. And one after another, articles appeared in the press pitying the unhappy wife, who turns a blind eye to her husband's systematic infidelities. But despite the rumors, the couple stayed together. Despite the success of Game of Thrones and a good income, after the end of filming, Jason was out of work for several years. He accumulated unpaid bills and his debts multiplied, and his family, as the actor himself admitted, even had to starve for a while. In 2012, Momoa appeared as a murderer in the film Bullet to the Head. The main role in the film was played by the legendary Sylvester Stallone.
I said I was gonna kill you.
It's kind of fun, isn't it? Just you and me. Two professionals. Only one gets away.
The actor managed to replenish his family's budget and partially deal with debts in 2014. After the release of the film Road to Paloma, he not only played one of the main roles, but also wrote the script for the film and acted as a director and producer. One of the main roles was played by Lisa Bonet. Meanwhile, the star had several more roles, and while they did not bring him large amounts of money, they kept the family from sliding into financial issues again. The next movie is the action movie Wolves, where the actor played a werewolf, and the fantastic horror movie Debug. In this film, Momoa played an employee of the space station struck by a virtual virus. In 2016, Jason played a cannibal who fell in love with his victim in the post-apocalyptic drama The Bad Batch. The film received a special jury prize at the Venice Film Festival. In October of the same year, the world premiere of the comedy thriller Once Upon a Time in Venice took place, in which the actor also played a key role.
Hey, look who it is.
What's up, Cholos? Where's my shit?
Yeah, where's the shit?
A real success for Momoa turned out to be a collaboration with the DC Comics film universe, thanks to which the actor tried on the image of the superhero Aquaman, who commands water and marine life with a magic trident. For the first time in this role, he appeared before the audience in the movie Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. In August 2016, the Guinness Brewing Company began to produce a new product named after Momoa, Mano Brew, which the actor happily announced on Instagram. At the same time, he starred in the title role of the historical television series Frontier, about the rivalry of the British Hudson's Bay Company with French and American fur traders at the end of the 18th century, and also appeared on the screen as Aquaman again. So in November 2017, fans of DC Comics were able to see the collaboration between famous superheroes, Justice League.
You got no powers, no offense. This guy might be working for the enemy, we don't know. You're tripping over your feet and mine. Oof. You're gorgeous.
Participation in the film earned Momoa $4 million, but the project became a box office failure and received mixed reviews from critics and viewers, which forced the company to reconsider plans for future projects. Meanwhile, Jason and Lisa have reconsidered their relationship and sealed their marriage bonds. The ceremony was held in Topanga, California. The chamber wedding was attended only by close people. Among them were Bonet's daughter from her first marriage, Zoe, actress Alicia Vikander, and Michael Fassbender. Curiously, Zoe and Michael once had an affair, but they remained just friends. The newlyweds informed the world about the important event only a few months later, noting that the wedding was just another reason for them to get together with family and friends, and they felt like husband and wife for a long time. In her interviews, Lisa calls her husband a generous leader, which according to her gives him a rare form of masculinity. It is known that the actor thoroughly prepares for each role. He studied various martial arts techniques before appearing as Conan the Barbarian and Aquaman, and after the wedding, he started practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In 2018, the actor appeared in all his glory in the main role in the film Aquaman, based on the comic book series of the same name by writer and screenwriter Jeff Jones.
Hey, buddy. You that fish boy from the TV?
Oh, great.
In addition to Momoa, Matt Damon and Simon Baker auditioned for the role of Aquaman. At the premiere, Jason, along with his children and crew members, performed his favorite ritual dance, which had previously brought him success with Game of Thrones. Impressive graphics simulating the underwater world, large-scale battles, and of course, Momoa's acting, menacingly waving his trident, made the film a cinematic event of the season. The film also included stars like Dolph Lundgren, William Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, Patrick Wilson, and Amber Heard embodied the image of Aquaman's beloved. And although most of the filming did not take place underwater, the conditions couldn't be called simple. They were suspended in the air, and a huge fan blew into their faces. The project turned out to be so successful that it surpassed the $1.14 billion mark at the box office, becoming the most profitable in the DC universe, while the actor himself received an impressive payout of $14 million. Also in 2018, Jason Momoa was awarded the title of the most beautiful man according to the TC Candler Internet portal. Another successful step in the actor's filmography was his work in the Canadian action movie Braven. Momoa's character is a lumberjack who has to engage in an unequal battle with a clan of drug dealers. In the same year, he had the honor to announce the winner at the Academy Awards ceremony in the nomination Best Supporting Female Role. Jason went on the stage with Helen Mirren. The actor appeared in a pink suit made of delicate velour, and he had a matching hairband on his arm. Thanks to this image, he was named the most stylish man of the event. In 2019, Momoa joined the cast of the sci-fi series for the Apple TV Plus video service See. The plot tells about people who have lost their sight, whose life changes when twins appear in the tribe who can see. Jason plays a tribal leader living on an isolated mountaintop.
Akin, this is our home. We are one, and we fight as one. Prepare for battle.
The actor approached his role with great responsibility, working closely with the project coordinator, who is blind from birth, who is responsible for the correct representation of blind people on the screen. In order to experience the life of a man who sees nothing, the actor lived in a sleep mask for several weeks. He was paid $600,000 for the first episode alone. Jason has a good sense of humor. He even wanted to become a comedian on Saturday Night Live, which he admitted in the opening monologue to the show. The actor was prevented from becoming a comedian by his busy career, although he still played in several sketches. For example, Momoa as an elf who reports to Santa about the bad behavior of a 13-year-old boy. Before each role requiring impressive musculature, Momoa goes on a diet with a lot of protein, reducing carbohydrate intake. The only thing the actor can't do without is his favorite beer. However, in the summer of 2019, after seeing a picture of Jason on the beach, many were upset by how his figure differs from the screen image. But a lot of fans noted that they liked Momoa, who gained weight without extra abs even more. In 2019, Jason took the part in the promotion of the new album Ordinary Man by Ozzy Osbourne, appearing in the teaser of the song Scary Little Green Men, and voiced Aquaman in the animation project The Lego Movie 2. Fans who were surprised by the actor's published video, where he shaves off his famous beard, also know him as an environmentalist. In this way, Jason decided to draw attention to the problem of plastic and remind people of the importance of proper disposal of garbage. During the same period, the actor joined the Hawaiian protesters who opposed the installation of a 100-foot telescope on Mount Mauna Kea, which they consider sacred. Scientists wanted to install a $1.4 billion device to use it to study distant galaxies. At the same time, the Australian editorial board of GQ magazine awarded Jason Momoa the title of Person of the Year, which was a real surprise for the Hollywood actor. In social media, the artist said he hoped that the award went to him, not only for his film roles, but also for his environmental activism. In February 2020, Momoa appeared in one of the most notable advertisements at the Super Bowl. In the project by Rocket Mortgage, which promotes mortgage services, the actor appeared in a rather unusual way, losing a solid part of his hair and muscles. Also in the video, Jason's wife appears, who helps her skinny husband put a barbell on the rack. By the way, in the video about how the ad was shot, which can be found on Jason's Instagram, it is clear that Lisa can't hold back her laughter looking at her balding husband. Momoa is an avid fan of all kinds of heavy music. In an interview, he admitted that some heavy metal songs inspire him to create his characters, One of the actor's favorite groups is Arch Spire, whose members, at his invitation, played cameo roles in the TV series C, and Momoa himself, with vocalist Ali Peters, practiced the correct screaming technique for an important scene there. In addition, Jason can play guitar, ukulele, and drums. On his last birthday, the star was presented with a custom-based guitar Fender Precision. The actor's children also show interest in musical instruments. In 2021, another story about superheroes from the DC Comics universe was added to Momoa's filmography, Zack Snyder's Justice League. In the film, the characters played by Momoa, Ben Affleck, Ray Fisher, Henry Cavill, confront the invasion by Steppenwolf and his army of parademons.
Don't count on it, Batman.
Why not?
It's not like you coming here digging into my business, getting into my life. People from Atlantis tell me do this, now you say do that. I want to be left alone.
The actor also appeared in the role of gunsmith Duncan Idaho in the next film adaptation of the novel Dune by Frank Herbert.
Hey, you. Put on some muscle?
I did? A little earlier, the premiere of the movie Sweet Girl took place on Netflix, where Jason played the main role. According to critics, the picture is full of cliches, and the plot itself is quite generic. In 2023, the premiere of the film Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is scheduled, and the actor will also take part in the thriller Fast X. When he's not at work, Momoa likes to draw. He doesn't use email and doesn't like talking on the phone. Nevertheless, Jason gets along with technology. Despite the fact that his life is connected with the film industry, Momoa does not like to watch films and prefers reading. He is especially fascinated by Japanese poetry and the work of Charles Baudelaire. The actor also devotes a lot of time to training, which he has a personal instructor for. Momoa has several tattoos on his body that have a special meaning for him. On the actor's chest, there is a tattoo with the names of his children, which are written in their handwriting. The name of a deceased friend is imprinted on his finger. The traditional Hawaiian triangles on the hand are also of considerable value for the celebrity. They are made in the form of shark's teeth and are a talisman for Jason, who is a Buddhist and often visits Tibet, where he receives spiritual knowledge. In his free time, he goes hiking, kayaking, and motorcycle riding. He also enjoys archery, throwing knives and axes, roller skating, snowboarding, and cycling. Unfortunately, in January 2022, Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet announced their divorce. Now the actor's fortune totals $10 million. Before the divorce, he lived in a huge estate in the suburbs of Los Angeles worth $3.5 million. The area of land in which the estate is located is 5 acres and belongs to Jason's wife. She bought it back in 1995 and arranged it to her taste. Pets also live there, 2 half-wolves and a donkey named Freya. Jason is fond of collecting guitars, motorcycles, and cars. He has a Harley-Davidson Softail Slim, a BMW R9T Scrambler, a glamorous 1957 Harley-Davidson FLH, and an old custom bike. In addition to motorcycles, the actor has a Range Rover and a Land Rover Defender, a charming pink 1955 Cadillac nicknamed Bernadette, a Ford F-150, and a whole park full of Earth Roamer bikes. If you follow the life of Jason Momoa, you probably have noticed that he is really fond of the color baby pink. Momoa explains this by saying that pink lowers testosterone and soothes him. He has many different things of this color, which the star often wears not only in public, but also in everyday life. We must say that he's maniacally entrepreneurial. It seems that the actor starts a business literally once every 2 weeks. At the moment, Momoa is engaged in something with biodegradable beach shoes and sunglasses, nylon surf pants, pink boots and climbing bags, hiking backpacks, handmade knives, leather bags made of old things, belts, and reusable water bottles. What do you think is the reason behind Jason Momoa's success? If you like the video, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss anything interesting.